welcome back. Yes, indeed. Well, taking a look at the governorship candidates. Let's take a look at their manifestos, what plans they've got for the people. We'll start off with Obasani, who is the governorship candidate of the APC. He joins us virtually. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the program today. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Okay, so let's be sure that we're actually seeing him. Okay, so well, that is actually the PDP candidate, which we will come to in a moment. But Mr. Basani, can you still hear me?
Right. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. So, but let's start off with you. First and foremost, what is your impression about the news that we just that came through from INEC about this election? Does it affect your plans in any way?
Of course, we were ready for the election on the 11th of March, but when INEC came with a press statement yesterday that the election had been postponed until 18 March, we carefully looked at their own reasons, and looking at the reasons by the National Commissioner, Mr. Pesos Okoye, I have no doubt in my mind that the reasons are really very important and very critical. And if we want to have a free, fair election in our own country, we need to believe in INEC position, and because we advocated for the use of technology in our own election. As a member of the National Assembly, I was involved in the amendment of the Electoral Act. So that is the reason why I actually supported their position, but really it affected our plans because we were ready for the election of the 11th of March. But on the 18th of March, we will be prepared also. And looking at the reason given by INEC, I have no doubt in my mind, most of us that believe in free, fair, and credible election will certainly realize that the reasons are very important. We realize that because of the court case going on in the last few days, and the judgment was only given yesterday in favor of INEC, that is the reason why I personally and my own supporters believe the reasons given by INEC are really very serious reasons, and we will be ready and patient for the election to hold on the 18th of March.
You know, some people always say that, well, politicians are the ones in court, so they might have more information before it gets out there. Did you see this coming at all?
No, I didn't see this coming. Only that I was very worried when I realized that both the PDP and Labour candidates want to call challenging the INEC decision to use the beavers for our election. They insisted that they wouldn't want INEC to tamper with the beavers, but realistically, there's no way INEC can conduct gubernatorial and House of Assembly election without looking at the INEC and resetting them so that at least the election would be perfect and the technology will not be at least interfered with, considering the fact that the same beavers were used for the presidential election. So I'm happy that the court gave judgment, and we believe it will be in the best interest of everyone. And like I said, most of us have worked extremely to ensure that we have a credible election. And like I said, I was involved in the Electoral Act amendment, so I have no reason to go against it right now. And of course, one of the major reasons we advanced in our amendment of the Act is to ensure that we use technology in our election. So right now, we are prepared. Of course, it has affected our preparation, but I think it's all for good. We'll be ready. We are committed, we are determined, and my supporters and the APC in Kaduna State will be patient, and I have no doubt in my mind our people will also understand and be patient and come out on the 11th of March to vote for APC by the grace of God.
But I'm just a little curious why you think that the people will all of a sudden vote for APC, why you imagine or why you believe that you will emerge victorious given the results that the presidential elections produced in Kaduna State. The PDP, you know, had a great showing, it would seem, in Kaduna, in spite of the fact that you currently have a governor who is a member of your party, a two-time governor, I beg your pardon, a two-time, yes, governor of your state. Why do you think that the results will turn out any different for the presidential elections?
No, I have no doubt in my mind that the governorship election will entirely be different. It's a local election where the people of Kaduna, like I said, they are very sophisticated, they are very educated. They will vote for the candidate based on our own track records. I think they will focus on our track record. It's a local election. That is the reason why I believe more people will come out. In the last election, there were very poor turnouts in the last election, but the coming election, that's a governorship election, I believe the people will come out in mass. And if you look at the previous governorship election in Kaduna State, Governor El-Rufai won the two elections, 2015 and 2019, with over 1 million votes, meaning that we have over 600,000 people that have not turned out. And of course, we will go out, like I have no doubt in my mind, to bring them out this time around to vote for APC. And knowing fully that this is a local election, like I said, Governor El-Rufai have set the record. He has done extremely well in our state. You will agree with me that in terms of infrastructural development, he has done very well. Many governors have come to Kaduna, including the President of Nigeria, President Buhari, who has given a lot of credit to Governor El-Rufai's infrastructural revolution in Kaduna State. Most of you have visited Kaduna and attended our investment summit. You will also agree with me that Governor El-Rufai have done well, even in terms of healthcare development, in terms of educational development, as well as creating jobs for our teaming youth and women. These are the things our people will look out to support APC to continue in Kaduna State.
Senator, so can you enumerate for us the factors you think produced the sort of results we saw for the APC in Kaduna, and what other factors you think will come to play in the governorship elections, since you say that the elections here are local? Indeed they are, but you know, what factors do you think were at play at the presidential that would not come to play in the governorship?
You will agree with me, you have been governorship elections for many years. You will agree with me that elections are different. Like I said, in the last election, there were poor turnout. You will agree with me. And I gave you an example in the previous election that Governor El-Rufai defeated Issa Ashuru. Remember, he defeated the current PDP candidate 2019 with over 1 million votes. You will agree with me. The Issa Ashuru sitting there was defeated by El-Rufai twice. And of course, it's simply because the people of Kaduna State elect their governor on the basis of their own track record. So that is what they'll be looking at. They are very brilliant people. They will look at our track records and now see who has what it takes to move our state forward. That is a simple reason, and you will agree with me. Kaduna is not like any other state. So the individual's track record, we are talking about Kaduna. So the people have better knowledge about listen to me, the people have better knowledge about their governorship candidates, you know, because it's a local politics. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I was just going to say, are you saying then that the track record of the APC at the national level is not something that the people of Kaduna State would have wanted to continue at that particular level?
Because maybe you do not really, you are trying to misinterpret my own statement. If you listen to me carefully, you are saying something different from what I'm saying. I said the people of Kaduna State are more aware of the track record of their governorship candidate. That is one. When I say they are not, what I'm saying in essence is that they have better knowledge of their governorship candidate. And because Governor El-Rufai have done well, and I give an example, Governor El-Rufai defeated Issa Ashuru with about 1.2 million votes. And you will agree with me, it has happened here in Kaduna. So it will repeat itself again.
So Senator, are you saying that having seen the just concluded presidential elections, the PDP winning in 3 federal constituencies and how they perform will count for nothing whatsoever, because you say, yeah, you go ahead and win the elections?
I have no doubt in my mind. Well, let me make corrections here, maybe so that you don't misinterpret me. El-Rufai got over 1 million votes in the last election. He defeated Issa Ashuru of PDP. And of course, largely because Governor Erfa have done very well. Again, if you look at what is happening right now in Kaduna, the fact that PDP won some senatorial election, I don't think it will affect. I have no doubt in my mind it will affect our governorship election on the 18th. Issa Ashuru have his own track record. He must contest election on the basis of his own track record. And that track record was what made him to lose his election against Erfa. That is what I'm saying here.
So as things stand now, security is a very important component in Kaduna. So what would your plan be to assure the people? Because you know that there's been several reports about what has been done, what's going on, and what is expected of any government in Kaduna to ensure that the people are safe. What will your plans be?
Because if you have been following my own contribution intervention in the National Assembly, don't forget I'm a senator at the moment. And also, you will agree with me that I'm one of the leading senators in Nigeria canvass for the improvement of security situation in the country and Kaduna State in particular. That is the reason why I personally sponsored the bill for the creation of state police, as well as the bill for the amendment of Firearms Act. But having said that, security is a major issue, not only in Kaduna State, but in every other state in Nigeria. And if you look at what we're trying to do, we are going to upscale our engagement with the federal government to support the government security agencies, the police, the Air Force, as well as the Navy. As we are speaking right now, we have been able to convince the federal government to establish an Air Force command in Beningwari right now. And that has largely helped to address the issue of insecurity in Beningwari at the moment. And Kaduna State is one of the few states that have been able to have a serious engagement with the federal government security agencies. And you're aware, the security issue is largely a federal government issue. State governors have no power to control or instruct the security agencies in Nigeria. But having said that, Kaduna State Governor Erfa have had a very positive engagement with the federal government security agencies, the police, the Air Force, and the Navy. And we have been seeing the results. Again, we will invest in technology to support the security agencies in advancing their own technology by supporting them and funding them. Again, the next thing we intend to do is also to improve our intelligence gathering by trying as much as possible to work closely with the community leaders, traditional leaders, and religious leaders in terms of intelligence gathering to be able to support the security agencies in our own state. These are the few things we intend to do. We also have to retrain and support the local vigilante who have done extremely well in supporting our security agencies in our own state. These are few things we intend to do, as well as going further to see what we can do in terms of also coming up with our peace commission in Kaduna State. That's what we're trying to do. You know, we have established a peace commission that have done extremely well in Kaduna State in educating and sensitizing our people the need for peace, unity, and harmony in our own state. These are the things the governor have done so far. And because of that, the problem of insecurity in Kaduna have really been tackled to some extent, but it's something that we'll continue to do, and we will try to build on the effort made by our maybe Governor Erfa when elected by the grace of God.
Okay, Senator, I just have a few questions to ask with regards to, you know, in fairness to the current governor. Yes, there's been, I mean, every year you've done this investment summit, trying to bring in investors into Kaduna, and some have come indeed to set up their businesses. But a few issues continue to becloud the politics in Kaduna State, and that is the politics of inclusion. There have been talk around the non-inclusion, it would seem, or taking into cognizance the demography, or the issue of religion in Kaduna State, which continues to be a hot-button topic. For instance, the current governor has run a Muslim ticket. It does appear that you are also running that same Muslim ticket, something that has not gone down well with the Christians of your state. I'm just wondering, how do you intend to manage the issue of diversity, seeing that this is, one of the issues that continues to pop up in Kaduna State?
I think the issue of Muslim ticket, for me, the people of Kaduna State have accepted that in the last election. And for those that know me critically well, I'm someone who don't have the problem with anybody because of his religious affiliation or his faith. And we try as much as possible to be fair to everyone, irrespective of those religious inclination. So that for me, but the most important thing is that people should look at my one running mate. She's a woman, she's brilliant, she's someone we work closely together for 4 years right now. And I believe she's competent, she's someone that have done the job extremely well. So I'm not looking at her as a Muslim, but I'm looking at someone I've worked closely and she has what it takes to be the deputy governor of Kaduna State. And she's a woman. And for me, she's not even from this part of Kaduna State, she's from the southern part of Kaduna State. I don't know why people are apprehensive, because we will try as much as possible to be fair to everyone. For those who are using religion to advance their political goal, I think it's unfortunate. Kaduna have had relative peace in the last 6 years. There has never been a problem of religious crisis in Kaduna State in the last 6 years, because the governor have done extremely well in ensuring that everyone is given equal opportunity in Kaduna State. There is no any religious difference or any discrimination by the governor on a religious basis. So for me, it's something that has have not done anything negatively for anyone in Kaduna State. And that has brought a lot of investment. So I'll say, look at it critically. You just mentioned that Governor have done well. And for me, we should be talking about development. Having said the qualities and capability and capacity of the woman who is a deputy governor, she worked with RFI for 4 years, and I have worked with her closely. She is brilliant. She is someone who have done the job very well. So I am more concerned about developing Kaduna State. We are not going to discriminate against anyone. We are not going to do anything to treat anybody on the basis of religion. Everyone in Kaduna should be treated equally. Maybe some people are trying to elaborate on this issue simply because they want to use religion. Kaduna State people are more concerned about development. And when you look at me, and for those who know me critically, they will tell you that most of the people working closely with me are Christians. Even my staff, both my private business before I came to the Senate, and right at my office, most of the people working with me are Christians. And I encourage them to do what they intend to do. Nobody
Senator Obasani, I think it's very important for me to state what I said. And I said, in fairness to the governor, he's held this business summit, which my team even often comes to cover in Kaduna State. I didn't make an endorsement statement of the governor of Kaduna. That's not to say. Anyways, let's move away from that issue. But the point is, for the people who have criticized that, what they have said is that in the non-recognition of the religious diversity of Kaduna State, what your administration intends to do is that you intend to use a divide and rule method in Kaduna State.
Of course, maybe that's why I'm emphasizing to you that people that have known me for years, it's not Obasani of today. Maybe you have to go back to my track record. I was among the few people in Nigeria that fought for the improvement of democracy in Nigeria. I know the meaning of rule of law, justice, freedom, and equity. So we will try as much as possible to give everybody equal opportunity in Kaduna State. And we're not going to run our government with any form of discrimination against anybody because of his own religious affiliation. We will be just, fair to everyone in Kaduna State, irrespective of their own religious background or ethnic background. So we will try as much as possible to be just to everyone. That's what I'm saying. And looking at what Governor RFI have done in 4 years, you will agree with me that most of the positions in Kaduna State right now that are very critical have been even headed by Christians. So there's no form of discrimination according to Kaduna State, and we'll continue with that. And I'm assuring the Christians and the Muslims in Kaduna State that our government will be fair and just to everyone. No discrimination, will only be focused to improve the development already initiated by Governor Erifai as we are speaking. Well, we have attracted foreign and local investment worth 4.3 billion. It's unprecedented in the history of our state. And that has created over 75,000 jobs in our state. So that's what we're talking about. Looking at the improvement we've made in the area of healthcare in Kaduna State is unprecedented. And the infrastructural development, and when elected, like I said, areas where Governor Erifai.
Yeah, Senator, speaking about that, let me just follow up on the economy. And yes, you talked about some positives, but the DMO also indicates that the state has a debt burden of 354 billion, second most indebted state in the country. How do you plan to deal with that?
Of course, I don't know why people kept agitating about loans. People don't have any idea about economy. Even though economy, but go to some developed countries around the world. Talk of Malaysia, talk of Dubai, talk of Singapore, and many countries. Look at their development. Most of them have borrowed a lot of money to be able to put the infrastructure that they're benefiting today and attract foreign investment. In Kaduna State, when we came in, we inherited debt of $288 million by Kaduna State government. The previous government we inherited. And when we came in, Kaduna State was still the second indebted state in Nigeria. So it's not something different. But when you look at Kaduna State critically, we visited Kaduna State in the last 6 years, we've been covering our investment summit. But you will see where the money is invested. We borrow the money, but see the infrastructural development in Kaduna State. Even the president of Nigeria admitted to the fact that he lived all his life in Kaduna. But when he came last time, he said he missed the road to his own house. And he was sincere. Just the same thing was said by many governors that came to Kaduna. So we borrowed the money, agreed, but we invested the money in developing our infrastructure. That is why, because I was involved in the urban renewal program of Governor Erifai. Having said that, when I called him in, that couldn't be the problem. When we came, our IGR of Kaduna State was about 13 billion yearly. Today, we have an IGR of about 52 billion yearly. So we compare our own because we improve our IGR from 13 billion annually to 52 billion as we are speaking. For me, it's commendable because in the past, people are paying the tax, but some people are stealing the money. Right now, we have come with a system where nobody can steal the money, and we're using the money for good. That is why I have no doubt my man will pay the money, and it will not affect the development of Kaduna State. Having said that again, we have that infrastructural investment in Kaduna State have attracted investment of over 4.3 billion. Look at Olam investment. Look at natural resource that just came and invested on steel in Kaduna State. Look at also just tomato. Look when you come to Kaduna, I will show you. You visited most of these factories in Kaduna. Were they existing before Governor Erifai came? They were not existing. That's why, for me, I'm happy because if elected, I will focus on rural areas. We have other areas in Kaduna State that need development, and that will be my focus because a governor must choose the area of his own priority. Governor Erifai choose urban renewal. I will focus on rural areas where we will go there and put more investment, put more roads, more hospitals, more schools. Governor Erifai have done that already, but we'll put more effort in our rural local governments, having done the urban renewal by Governor Erifai, which was neglected completely by previous government.
Well, I'm sure that the rural areas haven't listened to you now will be looking forward to ensuring that these things are done. But we have to thank you for coming on, Senator Uba Sani, the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress. All the best to you.
Before I go, I want to say a word, but I will not. I was shocked when I just point out when I had the PDP gubernatorial candidate last week saying that let me correct him again, so that maybe he will have the benefit of correcting himself. Saying that he will negotiate with bandits and terrorists in Nigeria. Maybe being a former member of National Assembly, he must have forgotten most of these things. We have already declared these bandits as terrorists by competent court of law in Nigeria. So why are you negotiating with terrorists? We don't have that. Thank you very much. Yeah.